So there's a belief out there called breatharianism. It's the belief that it's possible for a person to live without consuming food. Breatharians claim that food and in some cases water are not necessary for survival and that humans can be sustained solely by an energy in the universe. So already you can tell it's kind of bullshit because whenever you hear the word energy used in such a vague way, that usually means that it's some like spiritual hippie shit that doesn't make any sense. So, I was thinking about refuting the ideology in this video, but I realized that it's so obviously not true that I don't really feel that I need to come at it from a scientific aspect. Also, Thunderfoot already did a video debunking it, so go check that out. I'll leave the link in the description. He went at it from a scientific aspect, so I'm just gonna try to call them out on their bullshit in other ways and also goof on them. There are quite a few breatharian YouTubers, and from what I've seen, some of them are honest, and by that I mean these are the people who genuinely do believe that you can survive without food and water. However, obviously they themselves do get some nutrients from liquid foods like shakes and stuff, otherwise they wouldn't be alive. So these people are honest, they just have a stupid belief. However, there are also people who claim to have survived without food or water for a period of time, which, pretty much obviously makes them complete liars.
This is Tom Elamine, breatharian, a breatharian teacher.
You know what? I'll listen to this guy's points. Maybe he's not completely insane.
So stop fighting against this and put down that turkey sandwich, put down that hamburger, and yes, you can even go past fruits. The war is over.
What war?
It's about knowledge, education, and being dedicated, a practitioner, a disciple, to work on your energy body, which everybody has.
Oh yes, of course, the energy body, which everyone has, of course.
The light is in all of us. Now, do this make sense so far?
Makes sense to me.
Okay, I'm glad it makes sense to the cameraman, but to me it sounds like, when a homeless person walks up to you on the street and starts talking about how he spoke to Jesus or something, but like you can't really understand what he's talking about? It's like that. He goes on this whole tangent about how sunlight is the ultimate energy source and that's all we need. So from what I understand, because sunlight provides the energy needed for plants to grow, we can also just get that same energy from the sun. Our bodies are apparently designed for the sun.
Sunlight is awesome, it's beautiful, and it also feeds the human being. Now, just like when we dealt with the foods on protein, one time I found a dictionary that was very, very old, sort of like 1910 and stuff like that.
And of course, as we all know, trust the 1910 dictionaries because they're much more scientific than the modern ones.
And when I found the dictionary, I looked up protein, and this is what it said. Protein is the primary substance.
Oh yeah, the primary substance, of course, as if that phrase means anything. That's a little bit different than the definition of protein that most people are familiar with. So I actually looked up protein primary substance because I wanted to see where he could have found this, and there was basically nothing. There was something about amino acids being the primary structure of protein, I think, but that was about it. There is nothing about protein being a primary substance. And also, what does primary substance even mean?
What is the primary substance of life? It is air. You are living in something, but it's not those things that we say there's oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen. You're also breathing in energy. You're breathing in more than just the air that science don't really talk about a lot.
Oh yeah, okay, so it all stems back to the very vague term of like energy. They can't name what the energy is. It's not scientific, but there is energy, okay?
See, the best diet, there's many diets out there, but the best diet is nothing at all.
Dude, the human body can go like a month without eating before you die. So the thing about this guy is that he's never explicitly said that he never eats. Like, he says that he's living a breatharian lifestyle, but for him that could entail occasionally drinking food shakes or something. So my question is this guy genuine and just delusional because, again, it does sound like the ramblings of like some random drunk homeless man? Or is he just a liar who wants attention and he's claiming to have not ever eaten in years or something? That's my question with a lot of these people because it seems like they do genuinely believe what they're talking about, but at the same time, obviously you need to eat to survive. So we also got this spiritual mentor who made this video, Benefits of Going Breatharian, no ads. Oh dude, I wasn't gonna click on it, but now that I know there are no ads, bro, I'm in.
Hi everyone, my name is Ray and welcome to my channel. So, breatharian might sound a little bit strange to some of you. You might feel that it's impossible.
I do feel like that.
Or imagine that very few people in the world can actually do this and they have to be like a super spiritual gurus or something like that.
Okay, no, I don't feel that way. It's not possible for a human being to do.
I understand the skepticism. We're highly conditioned in our society to believe that we need a certain amount of food for survival.
Okay, how big of a global conspiracy would that have to have been for like every world government to just convince us that we need food to survive? Like, has every food company for the last 6,000 years just been paying off every world government and every major scientific organization to convince people they need food so that they can make a profit? I feel like the whistle would have been blown on that in a bigger way than just some random spiritual YouTubers and some Hindus.
So what are the main benefits, which also become the motivation for lots of people in going into a breatharian initiation or a breatharian workshop? Number one, continuous detox. And now, what does that mean? What I actually mean is that the body always has toxins to deal with. There's nothing we can do about it. It doesn't matter how healthy you eat. It doesn't matter, because we all have stress in our life. We all have toxins that come from medicine that we took when we were 4 years old, from antibiotics, from everything. It's from relationship, it's from the air itself, it's from living in a city, it's from breathing carbon dioxide emissions.
Okay, that's another buzzword you'll hear a lot with these spiritual people, toxins and detox. Like, no, if you took medicine when you were 4 years old, the toxins are not left over in your body. There is no record of that medicine ever having been inside you if it was like 10 years ago. Toxins are like venoms and poisons that are damaging to the tissue of a living organism. It has nothing to do with the toxins these people talk about. In fact, those toxins don't even exist. So he goes on this tangent about how eating and drinking are filling you up with toxins at a very small quantity, but the body does not have the energy to clean the toxins out if you're eating and drinking. I was under the impression that food and water supplied the human body with energy, but I guess it's the different type of energy that science don't really speak on.
That science don't really talk about a lot.
Alright, so that was a pretty convincing point, but let's see the next benefit of going breatharian.
Number two, clarity. Senses open up and spiritual clarity, okay? What I'm talking about is the fact that right now we know that the body has a certain amount of energy. And because you're not using that energy for the digestive system, which takes about 25% of the energy of the whole body, now that energy can be used elsewhere.
No. You won't have the energy to supply elsewhere because without food and without water, you will not get the necessary energy to supply elsewhere. And also, you would be dead.
So some people get a lot of ideas because you're becoming more like it's more like a meditative state that you're working with on a day-to-day basis. You're no longer bothered by food all the time. You don't have a definition of breakfast and lunch and dinner, so you have a lot more clarity. A lot of my students, for example...
Whoa, wait, this guy just said he has students. Oh god, I feel really bad for them.
Number three, time and increased productivity. And this is my personal favorite.
Yeah, we get it. Without the need to eat, you have extra time on your hands. Except that you actually don't because you'd be dead. And I do not believe that you have gained those muscles without eating, okay, motherfucker? So I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with these people's stupid beliefs, if they're even beliefs or if they're not just lying, I don't know, but I wouldn't really care that much. Except that it's legitimately harming people. So there's this bitch called Jasmine, real name Ellen Grave, who preaches breatharianism and claims to have sustained herself on a diet of only fruit, tea, and the sun. She's actually very influential to some people, like a lot of crazy people pay for her books and watch her speeches and shit. She has a website, which by the way looks fucking horrible, but whatever. Anyway, what she preaches actually led to the death of a woman. They found her body emaciated and starved, and in her home they found a diary talking about a 21-day fast and a copy of Jasmine's book. A 60 Minutes documentary decided to test Jasmine's claims and surveyed her in her home while she tried to complete a 7-day water and food fast. Obviously, she couldn't do it, because you can't.
So he has fruit juice and he has tofu and vegan food and soya milk when we have guests for tea. Yeah.
Now, no one would bother much with this nonsense if it wasn't for the fact that Jasmine's teachings are linked to the deaths of a Melbourne housewife, Lani Morris, and Timo Deegan, a German schoolteacher, and Verity Lynn, an Australian who lived in Scotland. All were following the radical fasting regime promoted in Jasmine's book, Living on Light.
Yeah, that's right, surprise, it actually led to the death of 3 people, not 1.
You might dismiss Jasmine as merely the latest in a colourful line of New Age carpetbaggers, except her message is dangerous and she's deluded. Jasmine actually believes she can live without food or water. In fact, when we suggested a test, without hesitation, she agreed.
Okay, so it does actually seem like Jasmine genuinely believes that she could survive without food. It's just that she hasn't done it herself for some reason. Like, I feel like if you genuinely convince yourself of that, you should at least try it yourself before writing a bunch of books and gathering an entire fan base based on a belief that you haven't even attempted. But anyway, I'll link this clip from the documentary in the description. Here's a clip of her attempting to do the fast and failing miserably.
This is 4 24-hour days she's gone now. And what are the risks?
Well, the risks if she goes any further are kidney failure. She's burning up her fat and her muscle. That means she's hardly passing any urine.
That's true. I did 4 times today.
It's too dangerous to continue?
Very much so. Too dangerous to continue. 60 minutes would be culpable if they encouraged her to continue.
So she should stop now?
It should stop now.
Can you come to the intelligent view yet?
If my body tells me, yes.
That you can't survive on air?
No, that's not true because I've done it for a long period of time. And the last time, look, 6,000 people have done this around the world without any problem, Richard.
But look, even to a layman like me, at the end of 4 days, I can see your body's collapsing. Will you
because
yet
I've
come
spent
to...
2 days fighting carbon monoxide poisoning.
I love Richard. She's just like, come on, Richard. It should be obvious. And this fucking Richard's like, bruh, what are you even talking about? I also find it funny that in the documentary she had food inside her home. But no, it's just for like friends and stuff. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this little adventure into the world of breatharianism. Don't do it. You will die. Please, dear God. But yeah, I only really have something against these people because their beliefs can legitimately harm people that decide, oh, I actually can not eat and survive. You're gonna die. You're gonna die.